A lot of people think that fatty liver happens to those, who are partying all the time. This survey is telling that 85% were non-alcoholic. I mean, so what is this, Shikha? Can you just tell us? And because you are a nutritionist, now people have become very weight conscious. How do you deal with this? When people want to lose weight, they're fat people, they want to look good, and suddenly they ask all these questions to you. I have got this, need to control that.
Yes. See, the first thing we have to understand that whenever there is a liver damage, the liver damage happens when some chemical hits the liver. That chemical can be alcohol, or that chemical can be the chemical coming through our refined oils, chemical coming through our preserved foods, chemical coming through the artificial colors, artificial flavors, chemicals coming through the pesticides, chemical coming through the water which has become very acidic because of so many bleaching agents which are being used. So what I'm trying to say is that in the past, when people were having food which was clean, when I say clean, that means there was no artificial color, no artificial preservative, no pesticide, no toxins in the water, then alcohol used to be the main reason for damage of the liver cells. Now, since a large population, I mean, if you see the rise of consumption of fast food, if you see the rise of consumption of packaged food, it's a very clear correlation. And it's the chemicals in the food. Now, even refined oil, if you see it, look at the way it's being processed. In the olden times, how was oil extracted from the seeds? So it was crushed.
Cold pressed?
Now the oil is being put into a chemical jar. And that chemical is dissolving. It's almost like an acid, which is dissolving the seeds and then it's evaporated. And that chemical is staying in the oil. Not only that, if you see the oil, that beautiful colored oil, it's a bleached oil. It's not natural. Natural oil has particles, it has sediments, it's not pretty looking, it's not nice looking. So much chemicals literally attacking the body. No wonder the liver is taking the first.
Okay, Mr. Chaudhary, do you think that the sugar is the new problem? Over consumption of sugar, people don't realize it, that you have too much sugar, too much salt in your food, and you are continuously taking it. Constant snacking of sugar and salt.
Yeah. So rightly, sugar we call it is a sweet poison, and salt called as the white poison. Why? There is two ways. When you take sugar, I think mom is also a nutritionist. The first when sugar goes to body, it gets first deposited in the liver, then it utilized in the body. So when we take more of these sugars, they convert it into fat. If you are able to enough utilize them by your diet, by exercise, then you can have a cut down. Unless it becomes a major source to have a fatty liver. So that's a any person having fatty liver, we usually told that to cut down your carb, because we prefer to have a low carb, low fat diet. Second, you have added the salt. Salt is we call it as a white poison. It slowly and silently becomes the storehouse for all the things, hypertension, all other things. And when you think of food items, most of the foods are what we think to be good to our mouth, what feel tasty, what we feel to having a sweet. So all are poison to the tummy. So the common thing that what suits your mouth hurts your tummy. That is common thing. So good of salt, good of sugar is a big no. Rather, we should prefer more of protein based, fiber based, and it should be more of, we can say, antioxidant minerals which are come up with or fruits or natural ingredients. So that's why, as you rightly said, the fat should be as much as less below 10%, and your carb
So
is usually
basically, doctor, you are saying that the puri sabzi can be as harmful as your mutton korma, huh?
Yeah, both are okay. Red meat is big no, I can say. You can take white meat in terms of
But what
chicken
about
or
the
egg.
oily puri?
Oil puri is that two part way. So one more thing, two things. What we are discussing, everything is not only nutrition. Nutrition is one part. Second part is your activity or exercise. You
Okay.
can see the old time working that when you eat something, if you're able to burn the things, you may be balanced. So now what happens when you gather energy, you gather more fat, more calorie, more carbohydrates, you are not utilizing.